My name is Mark Fratto, and I'm the voice of the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field. You're listening to the Command This podcast with Steve, Dev, and Phil.
What is up, Command This Nation? It's your boy Phil, along with your boy Dev right here, master of the music. And we are coming to you today. Once again, Steve not able to make it, but we are going to hold it down for him. So please excuse my continued amateurish production as we go through this, but I'm going to try to make this run as smooth as possible. Dev, how are you doing this week?
I'm good, man. How are you doing, bro?
I cannot complain too much. I'll talk a little bit about the end. I've had a very strange week with events going on, but we'll go get into that a little bit when we talk.
Well, it was my wedding anniversary, the first one. So,
oh, that's right. Yeah, a year ago you were in Las Vegas, not roasting and not sweating.
Shout out to my newlywed wife, Andrea. She's probably not giving an F, but she's gonna play Call of Duty.
Shout out to Andrea. You know what? That's dope though, that you married a woman who plays Call of Duty and lets you do your thing as well.
I've never once played Call of Duty, bro. You know that?
Really? That surprises me.
First person shooters give me the spins, bro. I can't play them. They make me sick. So.
Oh, really?
Third person I can play, like Battlefield. I play that shit. But
did you play? Okay, so let me ask you this: did you play 2K5 back in the day?
Yeah, I used to play with the helmet. It used to get me sick. The helmet view.
Okay, so anything like first person just kind of throws you off. Interesting. Well, I mean, at least there's
Halo doesn't, by the way, but I don't really care for it in multiplayer. But yeah. That's why
I don't know. Halo to me has always been a little bit slower in a move. Like you don't have to. It's not as much blurring by you.
Yeah, I can't explain it. Why I can play Halo. I cannot play. I try to play. I can't Cyberpunk. I can't get past like 20 minutes in it before I'm almost throwing up. So I wasted money on that game too. I wanted to play it. I thought you could switch to third person. Cannot, by the way.
But if you play like
Starfield, I can play because you can move to third person.
But if you play like GTA, you're fine.
Yeah, GTA. I love GTA.
You just don't like that eyeball first person view. I get it. Right. I get that. Well, I'll tell you what. You know, we're coming up on the 4th of July holiday. Right now is kind of a dead time for the Commanders news-wise, but we do have a few items of news and notes for you all this evening. First things first, we're going to talk a little bit about Terry McLaurin's contract.
Pay that man.
Kind of dragging on, isn't it? It's a little bit later than people expected. I mean, this thing was signed last time, was agreed upon 27th, 28th of June, but different organization. You know, this is one, you know, Terry's a little bit older. We're looking towards the future, but you know, management did say that they wanted to make him a commander for life. That's what they wanted. So we're going to see what their offer entails as far as that goes. But coming from Sports Illustrated here, as I pull this up, let me go ahead and full screen this one for y'all. So a couple days ago, Adam Schefter said that there is no update on Terry McLaurin's contract talks. That could be a problem. Now, no update also means that there's no bad news.
So are you? Do you think he shows up with no contract, or do you think he doesn't show up because of no contract?
He is still under contract. I mean, it depends.
I mean, extension, right? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the extension, it is an extension. He does have another year left. So, I mean, if he wants to show good faith, he would show up. But if the offers are insulting,
if there's no good faith by the ownership,
I mean, it just depends on.
I
guess it depends on the progress. If things tend to get a little bit closer as time goes on, I think that will happen. But Adam Schefter, this is here, according to SI. We're all pretty sure the Washington Commanders and receiver Terry McLaurin's contract extension is a win, not an if scenario. So every day it goes by, the panic meter goes up just a tick. Making one of his regular appearances on the Pat McAfee show, ESPN's Adam Schefter fielded a question about the situation brewing inside the Commanders building and offered an update that is more of a no news is bad news scenario than anything. There is no update, which is the update, and that's the problem, Schefter said about McLaurin and his negotiations with Washington. The problem is with this particular situation, I think Terry McLaurin is going to argue that we've seen other wide receivers who his numbers are comparable to, like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, get paid over $30 million a year this offseason. And I think the Commanders can say yes, but Mike Evans, who also has comparable numbers, is at $24 million. So there really is quite a difference and a gap between what both sides would want. Now, the media have projected McLaurin's extension to put him in the $30 million a year range. If said to get him to take an Evans-like deal, that's what the hang-up is for sure. Of course, Commanders could also argue that Evans was 31 when he signed his current deal, or McLaurin's team, I should say, were also 31, and McLaurin doesn't hit 30 until September.
Right.
Also working against Washington in that argument is the president of receiver Chris Godwin with the Buccaneers, who also took a deal in the $20 million range per year, but provides a bona fide second option when healthy to take pressure and coverage off of Evans. And while Deebo Samuel is expected to provide some of that for McLaurin this year, it is yet proven that will pan out in the way everyone believes it will. And even then, neither man is under contract beyond 2025 currently. Despite his non-update of an update, there's still little reason to be alarmed, as Schefter himself went on to agree there is little doubt that McLaurin and Washington will come to some kind of agreement, even if it takes some time to get there. So, it's something to keep an eye on, but it's not something I would necessarily worry about just yet.
What up, Greg? What up, Greg?
So I'm not particularly worried about all that at the moment.
Happy 4th.
Comments. Greg Delaney says, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Greg? Good to see you in the chat." I know I'm not as good as Steve is at getting all the links out, so it takes people a little more time to get in here because you got to see their alerts and all that doesn't pop up on there. So Greg Delaney in there saying, "What's up, fellas? Happy 4th. Happy 4th to you as well, Greg.
Happy 4th.
Hope you enjoyed some fireworks, some brews, and some barbecue, whatever the case may be." Now, Dev, do you think that it's time to start grabbing, the weighted blanket, to calm our nerves, or do you think that this thing's going to get done?
I think it'll get done. It might not get done when we want it to, but I think it'll get done. I'm hoping it gets done before actual camp starts. Once that 2 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Well, 3 weeks.
21st.
3 weeks. Yeah.
Hopefully it gets done before then.
Well, that's the hope, is that things will get done sooner before later.
If they don't get done, do you trade Terry, bro?
That'd be a mid-season deal. I mean, you can do it at the trade deadline. You better have a plan B.
Do you pick up maybe a receiver now, just in case he goes out? Like, what's your kid, Keenan Allen?
No, Keenan Allen. He went back to the Chargers, didn't he?
Nah, I don't know actually, but someone of that kind of caliber, if he's available.
I mean, it would definitely be nice to have someone like that now. Let's see. Who are the current free agent wide receivers out there right now?
Your boy used to be in the Browns and the Cowboys. Cooper.
Let's look at spot track.
Cooper, right?
Amari Cooper, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to available. Right now, okay, so available. Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Gabriel Davis is available. Those are your top three.
Cooper will be the only one that can kind of replace some of the things that he does on the outside. I don't see, that would be the only way if he holds out that you could kind of still run some of the same shit. I'd rather have Terry. It's just, I don't know. I get both sides. It's really just because I've always been on the side like the organization has on this that, hey man, Terry's kind of like, he's just good to me. I've always felt like, but last year, man, I seen the extra shit, and he got in the end zone a lot. I'm willing to just overpay him because, like we said earlier, 2 or 3 years from now, he'll be an underpayment again, like it was last time. At first, it was a little overpayment. You're paying a premium because what he means to the organization. I think you should just pay Terry, man.
Well, the thing I will say though is this. All right, after those three I just named, this list drops off considerably because after Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Gabriel Davis, these are all guys who had.
What's Megatron doing, man? Megatron still can play.
Yeah, those are guys. There's the only three left that had 8-figure contracts. 8. After that, it's down to Nelson Aguilar, DJ Chark, Tyler Boyd, Brandon Powell, Chris Conley, Jamison Crowder, Deontay Hardy, Allen Robinson's still out there. God, I thought Allen Robinson was going to be a beast. He is, and he still looks like a beast, but dude is just not. His career has just not turned out the way I thought it would be. But yeah, that's what you're looking at here, and it's all mostly receivers in their 30s, the ones of any value. Only one out of the top three is Gabriel Davis. He's 26. Keenan Allen's 33. Amari Cooper's 31. Kind of money you want to throw at a guy, who's on the downside of 30. It would be a temporary replacement, but certainly not a permanent one as well. So it's something to keep an eye on. I'm not worried. I think that the contract will be agreed to. It'll be closer to camp, obviously, probably a little closer than we would like. But I don't think Terry's the kind of guy who's not going to keep himself in shape in the process. So
that too.
Now, moving on. Commanders announced that they will be dropping new alternate uniforms on July 9th.
I think it's a W with a spear in them. I'm willing to bet that.
Well, here's the thing. You can kind of see what the helmet looks like.
All right, let's see.
Right?
I haven't seen it.
Let's pull this up because...
Don't read this whole thing, man.
I'm not going to read the whole thing. I only read news stories. But I'm just going to pull up this image right here because it's on the team website right there. The W is still intact, and there's nothing going through it. So for those of you who thought, for those of you who thought this was a prelude to the name change or a logo change, it ain't happening, buddy. We are going to have the W still. We are going to be the Commanders moving forward. Because a lot of people thought, oh, this is how they're going to bring the name back. This is how they're going to bring the name back. This is how they're going to bring the name back. No name's coming back.
I wonder if it's black. I wonder if it's a black helmet, though.
That is a good question because, you can't really tell anything other than, I'm looking at it here. It's... You see the
you would think it might be red or burgundy or whatever, but it might be black, bro. It might be black. I mean, I'm wishing for black.
A lot of people think that's going to be
red and yellow.
Yeah, there's a couple guys have shared their ideas, and it's just like basically like the old Redskins jersey, but they had the Commanders font right above the numbers. Instead, there's a couple different reasons, and they are going to try to do a throwback alternate. I do know that. We shall see what it is, but from what we can tell now, the W remains. Throw up your dubs. Throw up your dubs.
I want a camo uniform, dog.
That would be kind of dope, just because of the fact that we're commanders, military team,
military thing. Get a camo on some camo joints.
Yo,
I want that old Saudi type camo too, not the with our colors in it, with the black, burgundy, and gold. Like I want like that old like that kind on there.
Like the way we all used to wear camo back in like the late 90s.
Yeah. I do like the old school though, but I like the dark brown, green, forest green. I like that combo, and we can't use that. So I'd rather just have with the new style camo, the 90s style with our colors. That would be dope.
You could do a camo color scheme and just keep like the gold W. You could do a regular.
I thought about that too. Just have a black one. That would be dope too. But gold W on just all camouflage helmet and pads. That would be fucking dope. You could trim the gold or the burgundy around the numbers and shit. That would be dope, man. Like you could really make that one look dope. For real.
I mean, if you're gonna change the name, go keep pushing the fact that we are going to be the Commanders. Hey, you keep that going. But that's all they've teased right now. So we do know the logo remains, but that does mean that the black unis we currently have now with the number on the side of the helmet, that's out. And thank God, because I didn't particularly care for the number. Always felt it made the uniform look. I didn't like the color. It was like a slightly different gold. It was almost like had like an orange tint to it. I didn't like that on the current unis. So
the Commanders have Steve was here to clarify. I don't understand these medals and stuff, and they got those little pins they wear and stuff. What they had like a black helmet with the pins of the commander on the side, and that was pretty dope.
Well, let's see,
like here. Stripes or whatever and shit like that.
Let me see what we got here.
I don't know what they would look like, but they were pretty dope, man. Just on the side of the helmets. That would be dope.
So the U.S. Air Force Commander's insignia is actually pretty dope.
I thought it was a tank commander. I don't know. Commander.
All right. So there's a couple different ways you can do this, right?
I think we should put a fucking tank on the side of the helmet. I've always said a silhouette of a tank, bro. With a gold ass silhouette of a tank with camo helmets. That'd be dope.
So let me show you this.
Embrace it.
Let me show you this real quick because I'm going to share this. All right. Because I just looked this up.
It does, Greg. It looks like Wisconsin's Badger was up with a W. Yeah. Put one of those on the side of the helmet, dog. That'd be dope. Black helmet with that on the side, man.
Something like that. That's the Army.
Yeah, that could stand for the 3
that's
Super Bowl.
Air Force.
They can stand for the 3 Super Bowl rings we got too. They could just remix it a little bit. Instead of don't put an eagle in there or something, put a soldier silhouette in there. They could change that up.
That's the Air Force Commander. That is badge of the U.S. That's badges of the U.S. Navy.
Yeah, like you can put that on the side. That's what I'm saying on the helmets. Like something
you could do something with it, or something.
They could embrace this thing, dog. But it seems like they just want to I don't know. It kind of looks generic.
I mean,
I always thought how it is now looks generic, bro.
Well, the thing is that I do think that there is something there. I don't know if you can actually, you would have to change it up, but there is something there for sure. Regularly says that it looks like the W is on a different angle.
Yeah, like
it was hard for me to tell because the helmet's not straight. He's tilted his head forward a little bit too. So I don't know if that's what that is. But because it's because the helmet's not, its face mask is down a little bit. It's not face mask up if you look at it. So
facts.
It is what it is. But maybe they did put a little bit of a different tilt on it. We got look, 6 days. 6 days to the new helmets, but it's this W right here. Now, will we put the striping back on? Maybe. We'll see. I'm kind of interested to see what they do with it. But it was a nice little teaser. Got a lot of people talking. But it's definitely not indicative of a name change, that's for sure. Moving on. Deebo, a thick boy right these days, but he's still fast. Don't believe it? Guess what?
I'm not. That's a terrible title, Steve. Steve,
Well,
by the way, not us. It was not Dale or Phil calling somebody.
That was me. That was
I'm
me.
not calling.
Hold on though. You never heard of the thick boys?
No, man. I have not been invited to one of those Diddy parties. I am luckily too ugly to be invited to a Diddy party. So and poor.
Don't. Hey.
Take that.
Diddy didn't take anything.
Yeah, he did not. He's innocent.
I really hope they nailed the new unis. I hope so too. They've had some time. But let's talk a little bit about what we got going on here as soon as I can get this screen up, because I want to show. This is Deebo. I want you to look carefully at this dude. Just because of the fact that Deebo he's not just looking like he looks like he's built like a tank, and he's running fast. Let me maximize this screen here for y'all.
Maximum.
Does that look like somebody who's fat and slow?
Looks like a couple of balls are behind him.
Oh. No, I don't think that's Jaden throwing to him.
I know.
But I've never seen a wide receiver built like that in my entire life.
Eric Metcalf. And
Joey
Galloway.
Eric Metcalf was a hybrid.
Joey Galloway.
Joey Galloway wasn't this compact. But he is moving.
Brian Westbrook.
You keep naming running backs.
No, I'm talking about the one that beat up dude on the sideline, the receiver.
Michael Westbrook,
yeah.
Again, he was taller, he was lankier.
I think he got bigger after he played too.
He did. So did Rod Gardner.
Yeah.
Rod Gardner.
Jeez, that dude's a fucking mammoth. Now.
Rod Gardner's got like 0.5% body fat. Yeah. I'm like, bro, how did you not look like this when you played? He's. But then again, the average NFL wide receiver is already a top 1% freakish athlete, right? To be an elite NFL wide receiver, you're at like the 0.1%, top 0.1% elite freakish athlete. So there is that to consider. But I wanted to post that because a lot of people were, kind of clowning on Deebo for looking fat and slow because he was running through, basically just, learning plays. And it's like, okay, well, let's see what he looks like when he's moving at full speed. He's looking fine to me. I mean, if he's moving like that in this offense, he's going to eat. But, Dev, you're a track guy. You tell me.
Hey, man.
Did that look fast?
Yeah, he looked at least quick. I don't think speed was ever really an issue. I think they're talking about his quickness, but he looked very, very quick. Man, I got to see it on routes to the ball in the air in the NFL, man. But I'm a Deebo fan, so I've always thought he was a top 5 football player in the NFL, man. So I don't really care about his route running or what he can and can't do. I'm more interested in the things he can do, and that's a lot. So I don't care if we got to hand it out to him every time I throw a screen every play to him. If he gets the ball, I'm happy.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's built. The thing is, though, is that, he's unlike other guys who have kind of been.
Phil said that he was thicker than zoo glass, bro. I think that's what the term you wanted to use.
Hey, thick boy bike club. He's a thick boy running club kind of member.
Doesn't got big biceps, man. If you're like he was a stiff arm, you would feel that shit.
Yeah.
It's a big
dude. But he's built. But you see, the thing is that for a guy who's going to take a lot of screens and so forth, He's built to take that punishment. A lot of those slot guys are slight.
I think what's the Lions receiver? What's that little dude? I think he's built like that. Some weird shit, man.
James Williams?
No. The one that was drafted with Diami that keeps making fun of Diami every time they fucking play.
Amon-Ra?
Yeah, his dad is Mr. Universe, and him, Equanimous, and all his brothers and shit. They're all like bodybuilders and shit. He's built like weird like that too, man. He's like real swollen and shit. It's like their dad is like Mr. Universe or some shit, man. That's why he named him after like Superman characters and shit, I guess, man.
Amon-Ra's got
Amon-Ra. I think that's a Superman
Amon-Ra, Julian, Hiru, John, St. Brown.
Yeah, they got a lot of them. They named their other kids like Aquamanus, whatever. A lot of
Aquamanus.
He played for Green Bay, I think, in the Bears. He was pretty good, I thought, but he was also very shredded. All those guys are like
6 foot 202.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
I remember being 6'1", 208. I could not move I did not look like him.
Though. I was 6'2". I was 6'2", 200 in high school.
His father was 2-time Mr. Amateur Universe.
Yeah.
In the 80s. And he was Mr. World 3 times. He was he was NAABA.
He still does their workouts with them. He still does their training with them. Their dad does. He still
I'm sure he does. I mean,
I've seen it. They got a YouTube or some shit. Some shit I've seen online where they work out together on off season every year, man.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't IBBF, but he was still NAABA, which is the amateur federation of the time. Another Compton weightlifter.
Yeah.
A lot of strong dudes come out of Compton. CT Fletcher, my guy, is still in Compton. Has a gym down there. The Iron Addicts gym. One day I will go down there. I gotta get in good enough shape just to show up in the place. But I don't know if y'all know anything about CT Fletcher. But CT, who I'll bet you John Brown and CT Fletcher know each other because they were.
Oh snap! Phil's gone to the upside down, bro. It is
now.
No,
I'm back.
This close to being the dev show. Is this close?
I am back.
Debauchery was going to happen.
But
I have no controls, by the way. So what the hell?
So I'm sure that they got that strength training because CT, like I said, 3-time strict curl champion, 3-time world bench press record holder too, and he did the all natural bench press. So he didn't wear the bench shirt. He didn't have the wraps. None of that. Right. So Compton breeds really, really, really strong dudes.
I saw a dude tear his pec in the high school benching, and I haven't benched since, dude. And I do everything but bitch. I would do like the Smith or whatever the fucking machine to do the bench sometimes, but I won't do the old school never again, man. I'll decline, incline, all them shits, but I'm not doing straight bench press ever again, man. I've seen
that's my absolute favorite exercise to do.
That noise, bro.
Is bench press.
I can do I can do chest press with dumbbells. I'll do that shit, but I'm not doing no fucking
I've actually seen more tears on incline because people try to go too heavy with that. I don't go heavy.
It's too easy to go heavy with it. I put 3 plates on incline though. I'm still in there, dog. I ain't been in like a week and a half. Yeah,
you can do 3 plates on incline.
Yeah, dead ass.
You can bench 315.
Yeah, I got on video somewhere.
I've got video of me benching flat bench.
I can't flat bench 3. I can't flat bench 315, but on incline, yeah, it's a machine, but I can do it.
Oh.
It's 3 plates, man. It's just a machine.
I gotta find out what that machine's pushing though, because that machine.
I think the machine's like 25 instead of 35.
Yeah,
35 instead of 45.
That's still impressive. You can rep that out.
Yeah. I can do it.
Deluxe. What up, Deluxe? Deluxe is in here. He says he's honestly intrigued and somewhat scared of a dev show.
Hey, a dev show would be awesome. It'd be some debauchery, son.
Dev's going to talk to you about cockroach milk and titties.
I'm not really a titty guy. I mean, I do enjoy a titty. I'm due for 2 or 4, however many they come. You never actually see. If anytime you see one titty, it's a mistake. It's never. No one shows you one on purpose. That's weird. If you ever see one, that means you weren't supposed to see it.
You know what?
This moment was brought to you by Sour Diesel.
Man, I wish I had the soundboard.
Yeah,
that deserves the mo.
The more you know. Ding, 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 ding. Edit and post. Next category, man. Hold on. What we talking about next, bro?
Anyway, moving on. Last topic of this short day.
Best dad on TV.
Deluxe found that one funny. Terry Crews, B. Mitch. So this was a neat little story I came across on my timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So Terry Crews, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this one to you because it's kind of a neat story. We all know Terry Crews, famous comic actor, been in a ton of movies. We all know he briefly played for the Washington Redskins back in the 90s.
The Redskins.
But
did he get a Super Bowl?
No, he came in during the North Turner years.
So
he's 20. This is a picture of him at 27 years old.
Oh, this motherfucker had Brian Williams' number.
No, hold on. No, that's not him. Well, that's him standing behind the picture.
I'm Brian Mitchell. I said Brian Williams.
Listen to the story. Shit. He's 27 years old. Hold on, let me make this bigger for everybody to see too.
Yeah, Brian Mitchell's number, bro.
No, he did not. He wore number 90.
Why are they showing Brian Mitchell?
Hold on. Just cut from the Washington Redskins, now the Washington Commanders. I had a dream, a family to support, and a gift. Painting. Back then, I would walk into the locker room, not as a player, but as an artist, asking guys if they wanted their portraits painted. That's how I survived those first 7 years in the NFL, painting my way from team to team. It helped me keep going, helped me and Rebecca eat, helped us believe in what was next.
That motherfucker can paint.
This photo, it's him at 27 with his painting of Brian Mitchell.
That's dope.
He's one of the stars of the team, one of the few who believed in me enough to invest. He just sent me this picture today. I hadn't seen it in decades, and it brought me right back. 2 years after this, I moved to Hollywood, and the rest, well, you know the story. So many of you asked about my art. This is where it all started, with hope, a hustle, and a brush. What do you think? Now, that's really good.
Did Brian Mitchell sign anything? Or did he?
No, Brian Mitchell.
Give it to Brian Mitchell.
He painted the picture
for Brian Mitchell.
For Brian Mitchell. Brian Mitchell has the painting.
Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering.
But he took a picture with the painting, and Brian Mitchell sent him a copy of that picture the other day.
That's pretty dope.
That is super dope. Just that is really
high. Brian Mitchell has slowly been creeping up to being one of my favorite Redskins. He's one of them all. I mean, he's in the top 5, man, for me personally. Favorite Redskins of all time. Brian Mitchell, bro. Should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Yeah, Brian Mitchell, hell of a good dude. I mean, that was cool to see.
Hey, Steve don't have any Wi-Fi.
Checking in, fixing to get his sleep study on. I didn't tell people why you weren't here, but there you go.
Damn, HIPAA violation, man. HIPAA violation. Hey.
And he says there's a terrible signal where he's at. No Wi-Fi.
There's no Wi-Fi. There's no Wi-Fi, according to Pusha T. No Wi-Fi.
Deluxe said he talked to his wife about this. She knew of Terry Crews' art. He had art shows and exhibits. That's true. But just that particular one of Brian Mitchell, I just thought was super dope. Just because there's a good story behind it too. Like, you know, as much as B Mitch sometimes kind of pops off at the mouth a little too much, he's a good dude. Like, for all intents and purposes, it's like he's the guy you want on your team, and you hate if he's on someone else's.
Facts,
right? That's how Brian Mitchell was, you know, and that's why you got to root for, and that's why I believe Brian B. Mitch should be in the Hall of Fame, not for this, but for his playing talents. But
he should be in there statistically. Fuck all that noise. He should be in there statistically. Fuck all that noise, man. He got rings, and he got rings.
For his stats, he should be in there.
Yeah, period.
But it kind of shows a different side to B. Mitch too. Because a lot of people think B. Mitch is just being, this firebrand of a player. First got to pop off at the other team. Just and one of those real vocal leaders. So I like that story as well. Deluxe says that story is fire. He's met B. Mitch a couple times. He's a genuine guy. I've never met B. Mitch. I've met some players. I've never met B. Mitch. He'd be an interesting one to meet for sure. Anybody who was there in the 90s, and for me, it's gonna be a little different because that's when I was, kind of growing up. So,
nigga,
I'm old. We all old.
Speak for yourself.
Now, age is a state of mind.
Age can be quantified easily with how much medicines you have in the medicine cabinet. You know what I'm saying? If you're taking vitamins and shit, you old.
I take supplements. Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
For my lifting. It's the same supplement I would take it at 20.
Yeah, but they were chewable at 20. Now they were made with cartoons on them like the Flintstones and Jetsons and shit. When now they just brown with speckles in them and shit.
I do not. I do not take no damn Centrum Silver. I am not that old.
You're taking whatever it's called,
Metamucil.
Metamucil, yeah, that's what you're taking.
Nobody. I take regular shits. Thank you very much.
Damn. If you can read an article, you take too long. I got one of those. What's the thing you can stand on and keep your feet up while you're taking the dump? Turd slides.
Squatty potty.
Yeah, I got squatty potty for Father's Day one year when the kids fucking got me one as a gag gift. And I think
let me get you use it every time.
That thing is not for fat people, by the way. Anybody over 150 pounds is not going to use a squatty potty, dog, or with a moderately sized penis. You're not going to be able to use a squatty potty, bro. It's not possible.
Why? It don't hang down?
It's like your legs are way up. Unless you got like a really tall toilet, maybe. I don't know.
I'll tell you what. I have most people have like those circular toilets. This is such a derailed conversation, but at this point, who cares? We're at the end of the show. Yeah. Most people a lot of people have it's a very circular kind of toilet.
Deluxe,
I have the oval one, which gives you more space in the front. So if you got big balls and all that, you got plenty of space to operate.
TMI, bro.
Wow.
TMI.
As much shit as I talk on this podcast, do you think I could not?
Now we got to actually think of you shitting instead of just talking shit, right?
You're the one who brought up squatty potty.
I want to get one of those. You seen those toilets? They're like the eye toilets. What the fuck they are? They can digitally warm your cheeks up and, spray fragrances and shit. You know what I'm saying? I want one of those motherfuckers, man. They clean themselves.
That is way beyond my level of bougie. Man,
I bet that would be awesome. It would see it whenever you walk in the bathroom, so you can turn our lights on and shit. It's a cool toilet. I thought about getting one. They're about a band. It's a good investment, man. What do you use more than your toilet in your life, bro? It's not a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your ass cheeks, man. Your ass cheeks take care of you. This moment was brought to you by Dope Ass Toilets. I don't know. What else? If there's a brand out there that wants me to sponsor these toilets, I'll take the payment as one of those fancy toilets for free. If you want to promote your toilet, I'll take that motherfucker, dog. I'll put it in my bedroom.
Hey, it's investing in a clean ass is always a good.
I'm telling you. Yeah. I mean, you don't really clean ass is going to appreciate it until you have a dirty one, and then
that's the 90s to do the more you know. If it's 80s, and that's one to grow on.
Now it's what's the name? Reading Rainbow.
That's Reading Rainbow. One to
Thanks,
grow
Joe.
on.
Now we know.
The one the 80s, the NBC did in the 80s. They teach you lessons, and that's one to grow on.
Right.
So
by the time we come back,
viral, he shared, it's always random. What does it? Yeah, but it's Terry Crews. Terry Crews may be like one of the most loved celebrities. Like there's Dev's getting some news, but Terry Crews may be one of the least hated celebrities in Hollywood.
Yeah, one dude tried to grab his junk, right?
Story.
Did some dude try to grab his junk and got sued?
Yeah, he did when he was younger. Yeah.
Never grab another man's rhubarb. Jack Nicholson.
And that's one to grow on.
Thanks, Joe. Now we know. And
And
knowing is half the battle.
And knowing is half the battle. Deluxe already got you. Deluxe already got you. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Believe it or not, it's the first tattoo I ever got.
The Cobra Commander?
Yeah, stupid fucking decision.
Oh, whatever. That's dope.
Once you go there, you have to do the other one. You know what I'm saying? That's how I ended up with Thundercats. I was like, which other logo do I like? It was almost a Decepticon, man. I should have went Decepticon now to think about it.
Go Commander still though. If you want to go,
I like Cobra Commander. I don't regret the tattoo. I regret the location. But,
you got the top of your hand, right?
Yeah, stupid decision. Kids don't get
tattoos. Weird place for. What's this? That's an odd choice for a first tat.
It's fucking stupid. I don't know what I was thinking. There was no one there to tell me, "Hey, don't do that." So I did it.
Put it on your shoulder or something, right?
That's why I met my wife and got married to her on this day a year ago. Thank you, Andrea, for talking me out of bad decisions. I would have had one of them face tattoos by now, like Mike Tyson, if it weren't for her.
Would you have one of those? Would you have one of the ones that raises up like Kano?
I don't know.
Gucci Mane got.
Oh, Gucci go. I am getting golds though. That's why I'm going to the dentist a lot to get ready for that shit. So bringing that back.
Yeah, getting the gold fronts.
Yeah, everything, man. And by next year, probably not anytime soon. A lot of stuff to do.
Anyway, so comments here. Deluxe says there's some crazy G.I. Joe dub G.I. Joe always had battle clips.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you could put him in about 4 or 5 different segments just of this podcast.
Oh, or 5, nigga. Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Now we know. G.I. Joe's my favorite probably toy / cartoon of all time.
Really?
Yeah, man. I had every one of them all the way up until they turned right with the year they turned Cobra Commander's head metal and shit. Those head gold. I had all the way up to those. I had a Terradrome. I had the fucking Air Force Base. I had all them shits, man. And whenever we moved to Georgia, it was like 6th, 7th grade. Somebody like raided we lived in the projects but somebody raided it and took all my toys and broke them all up. It's like a homeless person was living there. We got back, so they had all my shit broke up. So I had no toys. I went from having every toy to no toys, man. I had I didn't really get a lot of Transformers. I had the main ones, but I had all the He-Man.
Yes.
I had all the He-Man stuff, dog, like Castle Grayskull and all them places. I had the Terradome, the big joint, the fucking hit the button and the plane flies out. I had all them shits, man. I had all the vehicles. I had all the cars like the Fowling Cabinet.
You had Fridge and Sergeant Slaughter, the mail-ins.
I had Fridge and Sergeant Slaughter mail-ins. I had the whole Sergeant Slaughter squad, like the basketball player dude, the dude that dug Tunnel Rat. I had all them shits, man. I had every one of them. Every one of them. I had all the Cobra Live, the nigga with the wings and shit.
See, I had some G.I. Joes. I just didn't get.
I had all the Snake Eyes, all the.
I had all. See, my thing is, I was a big Ghostbusters fan. I had all the Ghostbusters stuff.
I didn't have a lot of Ghostbusters.
I had the Firehouse with and all that. I had the Ecto 1 car. I had all the figures. I had, the different stuff that turned into ghosts and all that too.
I had the gun, the foam gun thing. You had that.
I had that. I had the proton pack with the foam gun. I had the PKE meter. I had the trap. I had all that.
I remember one of my favorite childhood memories because like my closest friend has just recently, not long ago, died. That was involved in this, but we went to I remember we were so hyped to go watch Bobby Brown and fucking Ghostbusters 2. Oh my god, we sit in the front row for that shit, dog. We were so hyped watching fucking Bobby Brown little scene on fucking Ghostbusters 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, it was like the favorite. It was one of our favorite shows. We did the same thing, by the way, for Vanilla Ice for Ninja Turtles. Like we sat in the front row for that shit when it came out.
Oh, I can believe that. I mean, that
Superman's coming out, by the way, before our pod next week. I think I'm going to be there for that. So if we have a pod that day, I won't be here. Then y'all know. Superman.
We'll keep that in mind.
Superman comes out. I'm going. I'm probably gonna try to go to the early one because I want one of those merch So you see all my movie merch up there, dog? Look at that shit. Phil, seen that?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. I'm trying to get the Fantastic Four Galactus. It's gonna be dope.
See, I don't know. I barely go to the movies anymore. But anyway, Deluxe's Cobra LA was the
yeah. You know, the story is good though. And it has some dope characters, Galactus or whatever his name was. Like they had some pretty good things. But after that, when they came back and it was like living in pyramids and it had like kids running around with G.I. Joes and shit. It was kind of weird at that point. It got kind of like Mask. Remember that show? Never went nowhere.
Yes.
Yeah, it got kind of like once Transformers started having people on the show all the time, man, having people problems, it became weird, you know.
See, okay, so a lot of people in the Mask, whenever people talk about Mask, I'm always like, yeah, one I was into was Cops.
Look at that Destro over there, bro. Oh, you can see it.
I see. See, I was. See, you were the GI Joe and Mask. Right. I was into Ghostbusters and Cops. Remember Cops?
Yeah, yeah. A Mainframe and Misdemeanor. I used to watch it every morning. When my grandma was growing up, I watched that every morning on the way to fucking waiting on the school bus in the mornings, man. Fucking Cops.
That was
bulletproof. You remember Brave Star, man?
I remember Brave Star.
Yeah, no, I can't find anyone that's watched that. I watched it as a kid.
Man. Didn't watch it a lot, but I do remember it. Yeah. I remember it.
The Washington Brave Stars would be dope too, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That fucking sheriff symbol on the side of the helmet, that would be fucking dope. Mask, my mask.
Yeah. Lux love masks.
My mask. I used to like the cars better than Transformers, man. I like GoBots. I was like, that's how you know you was broke.
Lux is Transformers, man.
Yeah, GoBots.
GoBots.
Hey, man, yeah. Hey, I used to get down with the Smurfs too. I can't even front though.
See, on that front, I don't
like
the Rescue Rangers fan.
I like them too. The Smurfs, though, I hated the fact that they put them in. Like I said, the same thing's going to happen for the Masters Universe movie. They're putting them, I think, in current time with people. I don't want that shit, bro. I want it to be in Eternia. I want the whole fucking movie in Eternia, bro.
Like, basically, like they're doing like the old '80s movies.
Yeah, I don't want that shit. I didn't like the fact that they had the Smurfs and the Sonic the Hedgehog in fucking America and New York and shit. I don't like that shit. It kind of worked with Super Mario a little bit. That's the one that got it right, I guess, because they were only there to go somewhere else forever. To another world, it makes sense.
Your idea is that you think that if it's in a fantasy land, keep it in a fantasy land,
right?
But Super Mario Brothers, of course,
that's why I don't think they're going to do
plumbers who fell down the pipes into an alternate universe kind of thing.
But I hope they don't. I think one day they're going to do doing Thundercats, and I have a bad feeling, man. They're going to put them motherfucking Thundercats on there.
It says if they do a Thundercats movie, it's going to blow chunks.
Man, they need to let the dudes that did Dune do Thundercats, bro.
And
whoever did Dune too.
Lux just tapped it at Disney Afternoon.
Voltron's coming up.
Rescue Rangers, DuckTales, Tailspin. It got better when Gummy Bears left, and the Gummy Bears was good.
DuckTales low-key has some of the best animated movies, though. DuckTales movies.
You take away Gummy Bears, and you replace it with Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck was dope. Launchpad McQuaid.
They are, and here's a cool thing. All right, and this is where Disney's TV animation is better than their movie animation these days. Again, so they brought up.
Whoa! Now, you haven't watched any of the Spideyverse movies?
Overall,
you tripping? The new animated Spider-Man is pretty dope. They coming out with the Wakanda. It look pretty dope. By the way,
there's live action the shit out of old animated movies.
By the way, I need to say this because I doubted it would happen. Ironheart is good, bro. I thought it's kind of woke. If you can get past the crazy woke shit, bro, it's a good show. It even has your boy fucking that Sacha Baron Cohen as Mephisto. Oh my god!
I haven't watched it yet.
Bro. You remember if you watch Loki and you like the scene with your boy on it at the very end?
Yeah, Loki was
Then
good.
you'll like this. It's kind of got the similar vibes, man. It's Sacha Baron Cohen, man, makes it worth it, bro. Story's kind of every place until the last 3 episodes.
Cool thing.
Won it for me.
This is a cool thing, but it's funny because Deluxe is right in with us. The Thundercats and Voltron's movies are in development.
Voltron's going to come out by the end of the year or early next year. It's got Hamill's Superman. What's the nigga that plays Superman?
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry Cavill's in Voltron. No one knows what character he is though, which is kind of. I wonder if he's the bad guy. Right, he's too old to be one of the kids.
Yeah, he's got to be a bad guy.
I wonder if he's the bad guy.
Good question.
Voltron is a movie that surprised me though. Power Rangers was dope, dog. The last one, like the real one, not the one that brought back all the old guys. That was trash. I wasn't a Power Ranger kid though. It was a little after me.
Voltron is set for a 2026 release.
Yeah, Voltron's gonna be dope, bro. They've been showing screens like of the lions and shit. So,
let me see what the cast looking like. Henry Cavill is in it.
They're not saying what he is. I wonder if he's the bad guy. And I wonder if this is a prequel.
Daniel Quinn Toye is cast in the lead role alongside Henry Cavill. He's got to be the bad guy.
Gotta be, right? The nigga. What's the blue dude's name? God, I can't
remember. Voltron was one
I got a Voltron channel saved on my Fire Stick, man. I be watching Voltron at night all the time too. I still can't think of the dude's name.
We'll see. But
Voltron was like broke niggas Transformers, like GoBots.
So what's cool? What's cool? What Disney Animation did? You know, Disney brought back DuckTales for a couple of years, right?
DuckTales still on now.
Is it back? Is it still on? I thought they
got a new one. They got all new animation. It's good. It's not DuckTales good like when we grew up, but it's still pretty good.
No. I've seen the new one, but the new one came out in like 2017.
No, they got a new one.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But the one in 2017 actually kind of tapped into the origins of Darkwing Duck because they're going to spin off into a Darkwing Duck.
But I remember the Darkwing Duck old episode origins though.
No, but they're redoing the whole thing, but they tied it into DuckTales, which explains why Launchpad McQuack is in both shows. When there's
trouble, you call DW. That was really dope. He was kind of like
I am curious. It is curious. All right, who are they going to get to do the theme song? Because you had the original DuckTales.
I volunteered.
Yeah, the original DuckTales theme song, and when they brought it back, they did the reboot, which the reboot was really, really good for anime. They actually tried to tell a more coherent story and kind of explain some of the crap you didn't understand. Like
fucking duck.
Where the hell were Huey, Dewey, and Louie's mother and father? And they actually got into that. But anyway, they had what's her name? I can't remember her name now. Sing the theme song. It's the chick who did that "Call Me Maybe" song.
I don't know.
You know the song though.
Carly
Rae Jepsen, right? She did the theme song. She did a good job with that. So I'm curious who does the theme song for a new Darkwing Duck. Because
they should get Taylor Swift to do the shit, bro.
So
Kanye West to
do it. Change up to DuckTales animation. So it actually reminded me of some of the old Disney comics, the comic books. That used to come out and the Disney Adventures books. That's what it reminded me of.
Well, the new Spider-Man had that same kind of cell animation as well.
Yeah, I do feel like there's a lack of warmth to modern animation because it's so computer. There's a lot more computer.
There's no hand-drawn animation anymore.
Yeah. So there's a lack of warmth to it. The colors tend to be a little more muted. But at the same time, they still gave it that comic book feel. So I liked it. It definitely differentiates itself. Not necessarily a fan of everything having sharper edges. Let's curve some edges a little bit. Let's warm it up a little bit more. But I thought they did a really good job with that one. I always like it. I always get worried when they're going to redo an old property, but this was one that they did right. Right.
I think the new Wakanda animation is going to be like that too.
Let me see if they got any images from that.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. They said it's canon too, so I guess they're gonna tell a story that prequel when I guess the rock of vibranium hit the area. I guess they're showing the first ones. This is how I think they're going to end up making Damon Idris, the guy from Snowfall Franklin, into the Black Panther, because I think that's happening.
See, this is interesting. I'm looking at a picture here. It's actually, I will say, it's a lot of modern animations basically ripping off. Everybody's trying to do like anime style.
The Spideyverse. Everybody's using that. Yeah. By the way, I think it's the best Spider-Man. Not gonna lie, I think it's the best Spider-Man. The Miles Morales stuff, the best stuff. I hope they do that. I hope they bring Miles Morales into.
But it's very much based on the modern comics, so it's gonna have that comic book feel. Yeah, Lux says that the Disney lineup theme songs are great. It's a challenge to improve them. Literally stuck in my head right now. The sharper edges bugged me too, but the show was good. Exactly, and if the show is good enough,
Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers is probably top tier, bro.
Oh, it is.
As far as songs. As far as songs for animated cartoons, it's got to be the top tier.
Oh, it's definitely, if you did one of those tier maker lists, it's S tier.
G.I. Joe is up there too. Transformers is up there because it's a real song. It's fucking Transformers.
More than meets the eye. Yeah. Anyway, so before we wrap up, had an interesting week. My son, God bless him. I'm down the steps on Tuesday night.
The evil forces
missed the bottom step on the staircase, and his hands were behind him because he was holding on to the rail, and he fell flat forward around the crown of his head. He had his head tucked and everything, and gave himself a concussion. So he smacked his head into a hardwood floor. So it reminded me of when I have had my concussions. I've had 2 that I know of, and I've probably had a couple others. But I had one severe one that I had a rocking migraine for 3 days, and then I had vertigo for 3 days after that. This poor kid, he's got the headache. Headache's starting to go away. He's a little nauseous. But I'm actually having to help him walk. Or he has to lean against a wall, or he has to grab a hold of something. Now, he's not as bad as he was yesterday. He's progressed a little bit. He's not grabbing as hard. He can go maybe 2 steps. He can do a quick 2 steps and then grab a hold of something. He couldn't do that yesterday. But shout out to him. He is trying. He is very frustrated. The frustration is getting to him because he hates that he cannot move the way he wants to. He wants to walk. The strength's there. I've tested his muscle strength and everything. He's fine. It's just that he says when he stands up, tries to walk, the room starts to tilt one way. The room starts to tilt the other. So here's another one for you to grow on. Watch your step when you're going up and down stairs. You don't want a concussion. Concussions suck. We had to take him to the ER. He had a CT scan. No bleeding. No fracturing. I think he knocked the inner ear fluid off, and that kind of messed him up. So shout out to my son Benjamin, who is literally in the other room right now. I can hear him taking a shower. But shout out to him. I mean, it's funny. They don't really want him in front of a computer screen or anything for a couple of days. And he's like, I got classwork to get done. He's in college. I'm like, oh, you're that committed? He says, I don't want this hanging over me. So I turned on the blue light filter on his computer. I gave him blue light lenses to wear as well to filter out as much blue light as possible so it doesn't strain him. And he got his stuff done today. I'm proud of him powering through. Probably not the best thing for him to do, but I'm proud of him powering through. The kid's got a commitment to getting his stuff done that I did not have at his age. When I went to college, it was party time. I was in college, mostly doing everything but going to college.
Yeah, I had a couple of semesters like that, man. Yeah.
So, I mean, I got a master's degree now, but it took me a while to get to that point. I had to go back and get that. But nonetheless, shout out to him. Looks.
Thanks to Trump, you'll be paying that back quicker than you thought.
Thanks.
What was brought to you by Republicans.
Hope so. Hope so. Anyway, but yeah, he shout out to him. I know he may or may not listen to this. I don't know, but
get well soon.
I'm still looking out for you. I'm still gonna help you up and down steps now until you can walk again. And
if not, we're gonna draw a check.
I'm proud of your commitment.
He's gonna make it.
He gonna make it. He gonna make it.
Might be a chance to beat him at some basketball, though. You know what I'm saying?
No, I can still school him 10 ways from Sunday.
Old man, Steve, man.
Look. Old man was a post player back in the day, and these kids don't know how to defend the post anymore.
Steve has no weed fee right now. So
Steve is doing a sleep study right now. They're trying to put him to sleep. Yeah. Hopefully they don't have to put him on CPAP.
Man.
CPAP suck. I guess that's why. I don't know why they got him on doing a sleep study, but every time I hear someone do a sleep study, next thing I hear is, oh yeah, I got a CPAP machine. But nonetheless, so that's what's going on with me. Dev is celebrating his 1 year wedding anniversary. To the wonderful Andrea.
And tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, 26 years old, Lexi.
Did she get ready to start her first season with the Cardinals, right?
Oh, no, not that one.
Oh, that's not that one.
Yeah, that's my third oldest, but this is my oldest. She will be 26. So
is she the one that she the one that's out in like St. Louis or something?
Nah, she's here. She's a nurse. The one in St. Louis is a cheerleader.
Oh, okay. I get there. I get the nurse and cheerleader confused.
Yeah. But yeah, all of my kids live here. 4 of them live here. 1 lives in Arizona. But 4 live here, the other 4. But it's her birthday on the 4th of July, so we're gonna throw it up then. My firstborn. We're gonna have a little BLT sliders and fireworks. I got about 30 mortars and some kids stuff. We got slip and slide out there, a bonfire, some tents. We're gonna go out there and do a little bit, make a little noise.
I just put all my plans on hold because my kid went and cracked his head.
Man, you can slide, you can ride up here. You got 10 hours to make it up here the 4th of July. Hang with me if you want to. We got couple air mattresses and bedrooms.
Our hope is that by Sunday he's good. We're gonna go up. There's 40 minutes from here.
Okay.
There is a lake called Rockcliffe Lake. It's an area called Trout Pond in West Virginia, Lost River area.
Oh,
and it is it's a man-made lake next to a naturally occurring lake. Don't ask why.
Lost River, is over here too.
Everything else there, they got grills and everything. Might be hitting that up.
Lost River Cave entrance is here too. But this is like the home of caves. Mammoth Cave, everything's here.
Bro, you gotta realize that there are within an hour drive of me, there are about 8 or 9 caverns that I know of. That are operational and you get paid to get in, like Luray Caverns, which is probably the most famous caverns on the East Coast, is 15 minutes from my house. It's a hill, about 8 minutes from my house is Shenandoah Caverns. Go down the road, there's Melrose Caverns. Go down the road, there's Endless Caverns. And I'm talking about these are like 15-minute drives for me.
I got Mammoth Cave about 20 minutes up the road. Lost River Cave the other way.
But you gotta understand, we're all in that Appalachian area. It's all limestone.
We got a bunch of caves. But I forgot to tell you, I went to Metropolis, right? Superman home space.
That's right.
I visited the Superman Museum. Pretty dope. They got the car that was from the comic one in the front, the big old Chevy, and then they got like the capes and all kinds of stuff in there, man. It's pretty dope. They got all the comics.
That's cool.
A lot of memorabilia in there, man.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, the town itself looked like people under the stairs though, bro. It was some creepy shit, bro. I was scared to gas up in that motherfucker. I felt like there was like only one of me in that motherfucker, dog. You know what I'm saying? I looked at me like I was Lex Luthor in that bitch. That was it was wild. Dang, yeah.
That's funny.
But once you got to the casino and stuff, it was pretty dope. I went to Big John's. You know, every worker there had face tattoos. That was pretty cool.
Well, that's funny. All right, well, I think we're going to wrap this one up.
It was a good job. It was nice. They were all nice though. By the way, no one caused a problem. Everybody was nice as hell.
Well, I mean, at least that's good.
Yeah,
you got
wild.
that.
It was wild.
So, all right. Well, I'm going to wrap this one up. We're going to call it a day. Y'all know. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing this once a week thing until we get to training camp. Hopefully, Steve will be back next week. But until then, as always, peace, hail, and we are